I've had to play a little bit of a Debbie Downer on my last two podcasts, doing film studies on the offensive line. I don't think it's the end of the world yet. A little concerning, but I think we have a long way to go. A lot of stuff out there. But I wanted to get into the positive stuff because there is a load of positive stuff. And Jaelen Phillips is one of the very, very positive things I saw in the Fins' first preseason game. Big fan of what he did last year, but I had some concerns, all really kind of stemming around his ability to stop the run, be a solid run defender, and be a three-tool kind of guy. I didn't like the comparison to Jason Taylor because Jason Taylor, while he doesn't have the speed or the explosion or really, honestly, the athleticism of Jaelen Phillips, he was about 30 pounds lighter than Jaelen his rookie year. His violence level, his ability to defend the run really made him a unique player. And it was that ability to stop the run that really is the foundation of why Jason Taylor is Jason Taylor. Now, Phillips could end up being in that level, but he is not Jason Taylor. He might kind of look a little bit like him, but not really when you really dial into what this guy looks like. But Jaelen Phillips is going to be Jaelen Phillips. And this could end up being extraordinarily special because in the old game that Taylor was in, run defense was critical. I mean, you had to play to run the way Taylor did. But in this age, it is still important, very important. But the ability to rush the passer, like what I'm seeing last year, but even more so this year, and from his tape, could make him the perfect guy for this age. And even though he's not Jason Taylor, the clone, a lot of people 2.0, he's going to be himself. And I kind of like the direction that Jaelen Phillips is heading in his own way. So I'm going to get into some tape, film, however you want to call it, recordings of Jaelen Phillips against the Bucs. And there is things he needs to work on. He's not a finished product. He's not Hall of Fame right now. But man, there is some flash on this film. And the good news is that flash is starting to translate to the run game. But I'm going to break all into that after we do a little film study. Before that, I want to say thank you for everybody stopping by. The likes, the subscribes, the comments, the views, all that stuff is keeping me doing this gig, which I love. But I also want to give a quick shout out to my sponsors, Ace Per Head, because without them, this ain't happening either. Ace Per Head's betting software is the premier white label platform for bookies to manage their players and grow their sportsbook operation. Click the link in the description below to get set up in minutes. Ask for the Curtis promo and get a special introductory discount. All right, so I'm going to get into the film real quick. There's mostly good, some pretty amazing, and a little bit of like, hey, you know what? This kid's got to grow in some areas. But everything is pointing to that this kid is heading in an amazing direction. And I'm really looking, I was really high on Holland this season. I'm still high on him. But after going over this tape and really reconsidering my situation, my position on him, I'm getting really hyped to see what this kid can do. Anyway, without further ado, let's check the film out and see what we see. You're going to see here just how explosive and fast and even powerful and aggressive Phillips is on pass rush. He gets a little hand to the face, you can see here, but he gets his hips pointed parallel to the line of scrimmage like nobody's business. Uses the outside hand to get inside on the tackle, who's a quality tackle, young guy, but quality tackle, and drives him back. And this could have been a much bigger play if there wasn't a hold by the tackle. But look how quick his get-off is. He is exploding past the line of scrimmage. This is a sign of high athleticism. And again, this was pressure. Could have been a strip sack. Could have been a lot of different things. This is a 2.5 second play design. And about less than 1 second, in less than a second, he's 3 steps away from the quarterback. And you see here, look at the explosion. He's already off the ball while everybody else on the defense is still in their stance. And look at the angle, how low to the ground he is. This is a sprinter's explosion. And you see here, he's tentative. And he's not exactly certain. With his explosion, if that tackle takes an inside step, he's got help to manage that tackle. But yet he pauses and takes an inside step instead of exploding past the tackle. And this could have been a tackle for loss for sure. But he gets tentative. He plays coverage rather than attack. And they pick up a small amount here. But still, look at it. As soon as that tackle takes that inside step, and you've got a guy next to you to guard him, and you've got everybody else playing shield and read and react to gap, it looks like. The running back is set 6 yards behind the line of scrimmage. If he explodes, this could have been a big-time tackle for loss. And if he gets a couple of these a season, it's going to alter the way tackles view him, defend him, and coordinators view him and defend him. Look at this. He could have easily made a tackle for loss, but he's just sort of tentative. And this is something that he can grow into, hopefully. Again, you can see here, look at this. He gets off the guy who's the scrum in front of him. Now he's getting already into the tackle after fighting through the scrum, and he's just barreling this guy out of the way, taking full control of him. Again, not an elite talented tackle, but a quality one, and he just explodes. And this is what he needs to do in the run game. Look, this is a nice one here. This is the one where the guard pulls, he gets his shoulder into him, and he messes things up. See here, gets that shoulder and takes the outside leverage, forces the running back inside. Gets a little jarred off because he's outweighed by 40 pounds, but holds his feet together. This is an excellent, excellent play. Get another attack on the run, and instead of just exploding to the running back, even to just throw yourself at him, it's preseason, I understand that, but still, he could explode to him. I mean, maybe he'll change when it's the regular season, but he's already past the tackle. He's already past the tackle. Watch this. Tackle takes the inside step. He's eyeing the tackle. If you've got inside help, I think he has the talent to make this a 6-yard loss. And, maybe again, he'll be more aggressive come the regular season. But that explosion is a benefit in both pass and run defense. He does just enough to string it out and cause the running back on his own stretch to turn back to the weak side. He fights through the tight end, do a little extra jimmy there by the second tight end, Crossan, who plays a big part on this. But still, he did his job. Another run attack. And you see, he hits, and he doesn't have that. I mean, on the pass rush, he's taking a 320-pound guy and dominating. This guy is a little bit smaller than Phillips, and he's not hitting him with full power. Now, he doesn't have the same momentum as the pass rush, but notice he gets into a square stance. He's holding, which, he has to control the outside edge. He can fold up that one side, and he might have been able to get that running back to not get that little extra step and pick up the extra couple of yards. I think this guy's got the talent to do it. Now, on this one, he gets beat here, but it's all in the mental side. He sees they got a pinch look, they got a tight look, and he's got his eyes on the tight end in front of him, receiver in front of him, and then the tackle. And he sees that. Now he sees the tackle pull, so he understands this is going to be a wide run. And he gets slightly outside leverage past the wide receiver, and if 15's not there, this is an ace play, but he doesn't notice. He never looked back and took in consideration the widest guy. All this guy does is little 100 and maybe 200-pound dude gives him a little flick, then he gets caught up in a wash. But with his power, speed, and size, if he took notice of 15 there on the edge and used that key of the tackle, taking that step back, he could have got his eyes to the edge, saw 15, and just blown past him. And he would have destroyed this play. And these are little things. The talent, the physical talent is there. It's just he's got to let himself be as aggressive in the pass rush as run defense and just get a little more savvy. You clearly see that this guy, I mean, you look at his legs. His legs are ultra developed. And this is where he's carrying most of his weight. And that explosion off the line is truly spectacular. And he does, to me, seem like a different guy in the pass rush than the run defense. And I think a lot of it is mental. Some physical a little bit. But I think once he starts feeling more comfortable with himself and he gets a little more savviness under his belt, this guy's going to add that aggressiveness to his run defense. And I think you're going to see some deep yards, stops for loss on these running backs, because you could see this guy is blowing past the line. And if these tackles take even a slight cheat inside to cap the inside, it leaves him wide open. I think he's going to see this. I think film study, coaching, and confidence is going to get this guy to another level. Now, me personally, I got to add my little personal thing in there. I've been training, lifting weights for a long, long time. When I watch him play, I think that, and I'm hoping as he develops physically and his regime, that he gets a little more power up in the upper traps and the back, so he can get more thrust and power. Because if he can add that to his game, along with everything else, just a little more physicality, because his lower half is ultra developed, his upper half is pretty developed, but I think there's still a little room for, I think this guy's like one of those puppies with that skin you can pull out and go, oh man, this guy's going to tack on a couple more pounds late in his growth period. I think that's what this kid's going to do. I'm really excited. I still have some concerns. I'm going to keep watching that on tape. Not concerned that this kid's not going to be great or very good. But in order to finish some of the loose, rough edges around his game, they need to be honed up a little bit to get to great. And there's certain things here and there. We'll see how that pans out. But at this point, man, this kid looks phenomenal. And that outside linebacker position, I don't think DN's ever going to be his gig. I think that outside linebacker and a 3-4 look or the avant-garde, switcheroo look that we got over here is perfect for this guy. He can cover. Obviously, he can pass rush. And you can see his run defense physicality and knowledge of it is picking up. And if it rises a little bit more to go with all these other assets, man, I think you give Holland a run for his money to be one of the best picks that we've had in a long, long time. Very happy to have some positive news. I don't think there's any downside to this kid. I think the only downside is will he be great or will he be very good? The health thing we got to worry about. We'll see how that plans out, but he was healthy all last year. So to me, Fin fans, no matter what goes down this season with the team, with Tua, with the offensive line, I think we're going to be able to smile when it comes to Jaelen Phillips. Anyway, I'm pretty hard when it comes to, I say some things that people don't like to hear too often. I say that because I really believe it. So if I'm telling you at Phillips, I'm not excited, it's really coming from my heart. Will it come out to be that? We'll see. Anyway, this is Curtis saying thanks for staying to the end. Please like, comment, subscribe. I got my Fins cup early because I'm so excited. I had some extra coffee for this one here, and I was very happy with what I saw and to present this to you, Fin fans, because we're a beleaguered group, and we need some love. Anyway, Curtis saying catch you next time. Be well. See you soon. Start building your own online sportsbook today by getting signed up with AceBread.com service that'll allow you to book action on sports from all around the world.